Hi, gorgeous. This week's masculine and feminine unconditional love reading is all about what's really going on behind the scenes for each, because there isn't much communication this week. So it tells you why and what's actually going on behind the scenes to create that. And also a massive message about why it's for so many the experience that the feminine is waiting for the masculine. What's that really about? Here's the answer. See you in a minute. Hi, my gorgeousnesses, and welcome to your weekly masculine and feminine unconditional love reading. I don't know about you, but this week it feels like Monday was 55 years ago, with that moon eclipse, partial eclipse. And there's a lot of astrological things going on right now that are kind of pushing and pulling us all over the place. And it's just been a very, very intense few days. And to the extent that I got a little bit sick. But I know that's just because I don't chill out enough. So, and for me, really, anytime you get a little bit, and I never get ill, but I had a sinus. It's pretty bad. It's like a sinus migraine thing where I kind of can't function because can't really see properly, and I kind of black out and get very, very hypersensitive to the environment. And it doesn't happen very often, but it happened this week, and it just meant that I was really, and incredibly tired. And so I just have to kind of ride that out. I know I promised you a meditation. It's being made. It's just not finished because of that. But I do have another little extra video that I'm going to make, because it's just some extra information. But anyway, I hope you are feeling good. Thank you to everybody that's had a little mini 11/11 reading. They've been really fun, and it's been lovely to connect with you. Just a little update. And I'm really excited to see what's going on here. I feel as though I'm actually in the process of building a site, a subscription site, basically, so that because what I would like to do is this week, what I would have liked to have done is done a reading every day. I want to do some kind of daily thing if that feels like I'm inspired to, but I don't want to put it here, and I don't want to put it on YouTube. I want to have my own platform, or have a separate platform, basically. And it is an energetic thing. It's because there's so much other stuff going on. Vimeo's better because it's clearer, but especially YouTube, it's so busy. You can't not, and it becomes this kind of weird, there's too much there in a way, You just watch this thing, then you watch another thing, and it's like it dilutes. For me, it dilutes the messages, and then on the other hand, that's just a story, and it just doesn't feel. This is what feels best, because that's always really what's going on. We're just doing what feels best, and then using our reason to develop a story that helps us to do so. But anyway, just to explain what's going on with me. I want to connect with you more. I know I've said this before and tried to say I want to connect with you more and do this, and I realize it's because it's not quite the place, and so I'm doing that. But as I said, it's taking some time, and I've got this had a few little issues with being slowed down, which is fine. So my voice is a little bit off, but hopefully not too unclear. And sorry if that's too much talking and you just want me to get the cards out. That's understandable. So yeah, just have shuffled these quite a lot. Let's just split them. A lot of shuffling with my filthy cards that I just don't want to change. So there we go. They will do at some point. Let's just jump and dive in, shall we? King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Oh, I mean, this is this story, and I think it's just going to come out in here. It wants to say hi. The information that I wanted to share is this question that you get, and doing these 11 doing these really little short readings for as many people as I kind of can. Just one kind of question. A lot of things come up, and I know a lot of people have the same experience, which is I know that I'm kind of awesome. Like, I know kind of spiritually and psychologically and, you know, in lots of different ways, consciously in terms of my own consciousness, and even like feeling like I'm being who I am and I'm a good person and my life is great. And I've done the work, quote unquote. People are always like doing the work about becoming non-attached, or I'm loving unconditionally, but where is he? Why isn't he stepping up? And that could be a specific person, or in general a masculine. Yeah, where is he? Why are we here? And I did an incredible personal reading. The reason why my readings are what they are is because they can be exceedingly powerful, as in breaking through barriers into completely different realities for you, really shifting your perspective. Had an extremely powerful reading. And what came up in that, because what happens was it starts off with a bit of like a personal narrative, but then because you basically get to the cutting edge of conscious awareness and kind of what happens is the messages that start coming are really about the collective. That's what happened. And so this really powerful message came through. And so what happened was there was a Hanged Man card, and I know the person involved won't mind me sharing this, but there was a Hanged Man card, and it was about, you know, moving forward, you know, but the message was there's nothing to do though. It was a little bit like the Hanged Man has shown up, but there's nothing. It's not like, oh, because there's more, you know, normally it's like, oh, there's something for you to see, or there's something for you to do, you know, or it was just like, no, there's nothing more for her to do in terms of the feminine. There's nothing more for her to do. She's not doing anything wrong. When I asked into that card, I got 3 cards. I got the what I call the matriarch, you know, the extra card, the empress, and then the high priestess. I basically got the most, you know, the trio of the divine feminine power. And it really felt as though like the feminine is there. Like, she's there. And there is this idea, the story was she's waiting for him. And it was kind of like there's nothing for her to do, but she has to step into her reality with him, with a capital H, kind of, you know, the masculine. Yeah? And this King of Cups is like, this is him. This is him stepping up. This is the emotionally kind of great guy. Why? Why is this the way that it's playing out? And this is what information I was given. we have been in a patriarchal society. I have to, sharing my own personal story, I haven't really been interested in trying to tear down the patriarchy. That was never something I wanted to do. I thought it was ridiculous. I've always believed in feminine power. You might say that's because I have quite a lot of masculine energy. I am aware of that. So I'm not afraid of, I know the power of femininity basically. For me, I feel very feminine and powerful in my femininity because my masculinity is cool, and therefore, and I feel it in myself, and therefore it doesn't threaten me. It's balance, there's balance. It's about dipping into both and then allowing your truest self-expression to just kind of flow through you. So aside from that, so it's not about tearing down the patriarchy, but if we look at it from, a reasonable perspective, we live in a patriarchal society. The society that we've built is built around the strengths of men or masculine strengths. And I know everybody here is okay with, it's sometimes it doesn't have to be a man, but it's the masculine aspects, the more aggressive aspects, or even like business. You see business, politics, everything, it's run by, it's men, yeah. And this has gone on for a very long time, and even very, very much within spirituality. We are, in most religions, most of the powerful figures are masculine men. This has been going on. The figure I get is 3,000 years. Maybe longer. What is happening now, and I promise you this is happening, is that we're coming into balance. Obviously, the feminine, the female, aside from the story, completely away from story, if we think about feeling into things. So we can talk about how maybe the feminine has been oppressed. I don't really believe she's been oppressed, or I don't like that story. I believe that love has been oppressed. I believe that working together, masculine, feminine, as a team has been oppressed. I think that the masculine has been oppressed by this situation too. He cannot fulfill his potential in that position any more than the feminine can. So we've kind of oppressed one another. But the difference is, stepping into balance, the feminine feels good. The feminine feels relief. She feels more powerful. If we think of it like a hierarchy, so the feminine's been kind of lower, which hasn't served the masculine or the feminine, and the masculine's been kind of higher, which hasn't served him either. If we think about it like that, when the feminine comes into the middle ground, she feels empowered, but the masculine feels disempowered. It's not that he is being disempowered, because we are more powerful in that space together. But from the framework of where we've been, the masculine aspect feels disempowered in the process of moving into that space. So I hope that makes sense. So that is why, in the experience of this unconditional love, which draws us to one another in these pairs, that the more masculine pair, in general, it doesn't always go like this, but this is definitely a theme with the work and quite a lot of people, I think hundreds of people that I have worked with. It's because of that. This is what I was given this week. And I think it helps us to understand, and it helps us to be compassionate on both sides. And it does swing around. We all have aspects of one or the other in us. And so the part of us that's been thriving in this masculine based way, and it can be about control, when that part feels threatened in the connection, that's what causes the running or the moving away. And it doesn't just happen, it happens for both in different times and in different ways. But this was what I was given about that. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. And I just felt like, because that King of Cups came up on the bottom of the deck, I was going to record it separately, but this was the message, because this is about him turning up. So what we can say is, what I feel is that the more of us can be okay and not resist the circumstance that I've just described, the easier it is to move through it. And so this King of Cups has turned up, and I'm like, oh, there he is. This is about feeling confident in your emotion, and maybe in your more feminine aspect of a masculine, feminine aspect of the masculine. Not so aggressive, but very powerful, you see. Very powerful. That plinth is strong he's sitting on. His cup is big. His life is full. There's lots going on, but he just knows his own power, and he isn't afraid of his emotion. And really what the feminine needed to do was trust him, which has been a very, very big message for a very long time. But I do hope that this information about the way the dynamic is can help us to be more compassionate to everybody in the situation and not resist it so much, because it's only really the resistance and our discerning that something is wrong that stops it from evolving in its easiest, most loving, peaceful, joyful way. Right, okay. So let's get the rest of the cards out. Just